Welcome to episode 42 of the Next Stage podcast for Men with Rob Stout. We're in the middle of a series called Ultimate Success, the transformation that every man needs. The goals of this series are threefold. First, we're going to look at the ways men work to achieve success. Second, we're going to dig into how that search for success is ultimately a search for purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Finally, we're going to give practical suggestions on pursuing ultimate success in your life as a man, created in God's image and made to live with passion, purpose, power, and perspective. At the end of this series, Sherpa Unlimited will offer a masterclass designed to provide both information and application so you can experience deep transformation into the man you were created to be and succeed as a dad, friend, husband, and professional. And now, here's Rob Stout and special guest, Josh Sosa.
Our guest today is Josh Sosa. Josh is the Executive Director of Partnership and Engagement with the Herd, and it's a nonprofit that wants to build strong men and authentic leaders. Mm-hmm. Josh comes from a past of being a speaker, a coach, a mentor. He's a family guy, love his family. My wife and his wife are friends, yes. And just a wonderful guy, wonderful family. I secretly track you guys on Instagram and follow your stories of kids' athletics and scholarships and all of that. Yeah. But welcome, Josh, to the Next Stage. I'm so excited. So excited.
So excited.
So excited.
I met you at 2016.
Yes, we did. You want to tell a little bit about that?
So we did a men's weekend together. It's a men's intensive. And we walked in not knowing each other, and I walked out. You were in my group for 3 days, mm-hmm. and we walked out as brothers with a lot of stuff that we shedded that weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a weekend experience with the Crucible Project, and those of you who don't know it would love to direct you there. We'll put a link to the Crucible Project in the show notes, but a cool weekend, and moved both of our lives. For me, pivotal moment in my life.
Yeah.
100%.
That was a marker.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where I saw true, authentic manhood and masculinity be played out. And now look at us. We're leading leaders.
Leading leaders.
That's what we're doing.
We are.
I always say that we are forging followers of Christ mm-hmm. into leaders of men. Because men need leaders in their lives, mm-hmm. and they need someone to go first. And once we can tap them on the shoulder and say, okay, it's your turn to go. It's your turn. They're scared, but they start leading, and then you see growth in their sphere of influence.
Yeah. I always tell men on our weekends, hey, when you've got the ball, don't look to pass. You've got it for a reason. Go. You've got the ball, right?
I love that.
So
yes,
love it. So we are talking about in this series, it's called Ultimate Success. It's really the transformation every man needs to experience. And I want to dig into that. Excited to have you here. Let's start off with just by digging into a little bit of why men do what they do. Mm-hmm. Okay. So in search of purpose, in search of meaning, a lot of guys hang their identity on their achievements, what they do, how much they have, what goals they're hitting, and all of that. Why is it that so many men kind of check the boxes on those things and then come up empty as a result?
I feel that, it goes in order. It goes identity. Once you find who you are, then your purpose flows out of it. But so many men, we try and fake it to make it. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, I got to figure out what my identity is. Well, I want to be mm-hmm. what they want to be instead of who they are. I want to be a masculine man. I want to be a rugged. My wife or my family or my sphere of influence, they're going to listen to me, and they come in and they're like a wrecking ball, and no one wants to follow them. I think Zig Ziglar said if you're following if you're leading and no one's following you, you're only taking a walk.
You're just going for a walk.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And I think that when men can truly see who they are in their identity, like God's created you way different than He's created me. And if I try and get on a show or I try and lead or I try and speak and I'm like, I want to be like Rob, they'll look at me and be like, you don't look authentic. You're not sitting in your identity. Even David, this is my study that I've been going through for a while, is David walked out onto the battlefield. And I've always thought, his brothers were there, and then he walks out, faces Goliath. But it said Israel was there. Like, everybody was there. And this little boy walks out. And they tried to put armor on him. They tried to put all these things. And he's like, it doesn't work for me.
Right.
Let me be me. If I'm me, God will use me. And so he walks out past his brothers. His brothers are all looking at him going, what are you doing? And he walks out in front of every single other man, every other army. These men are standing there. They've been trained to kill.
Men.
Yeah, they've been trained to kill. And David walks out in who he is, in his identity. And because he walked out in his identity, the purpose for his life was played out. That's huge.
Right.
Don't be someone that you're not. Like, God has called you to be somebody and not somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's why I look at that, and David walked out with a bag, a slingshot, and his sandals, and probably a dress.
Right. Yeah. A pair of gym shorts, a t-shirt.
Yeah. Don't wear a dress, but
it reminds me of a quote from Rabbi Zusi. John Mark Comer quotes in Garden City. He says that when I get to heaven in the afterlife, no one's going to ask me, why were you not Joshua? Why were you not Moses? They're going to say, why weren't you Zusi?
That's it. That's it. That's your identity.
Right.
That's who God's created you to be.
So let me ask you this. Why do men try to find it in what they do? Do you think that has to do with how we're created? Do you think it's how to just cultural? How do you think it fits into who men are?
I would say this. I've had the opportunity to meet with a lot of men that they're in the C-suites. They're at the tip of the spear with their companies, with success, the gated entrances, the jet planes, and they're hoping that they can cover up who they are with what they do. And when you eliminate that, what they do, you talk to them and I'm like, okay, let's forget about that. How are you? Who are you? They're stumped. Because we as men, we do it backwards. We're like, okay, I got to do all this stuff in hopes that you will receive me. You'll accept me. Instead of walking in going, when we first meet each other, hey, what do you do for a living?
Right.
How are you? So tell me about it. Well, what I do is we never ask, okay, tell me about your family first. Because we want to see, okay, how
we want to size each other up.
Yeah.
It's a big dick contest.
That's it.
Is like,
yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that when you strip all that away and you find out who you are, that's the struggle that men are scared to step into. Because we can feel purpose. Like, we can climb that ladder. Like, okay, give me the ladder, show me the steps, I'll climb it, and I'll be there. And, we talked about this earlier, is that when you strip all that away and you try and find your identity, men, we are built to carry weight. Not weight as far as like, success and all this. We're built to carry the leadership role of our family, our friends, other men. We're built to lock arms with one another and to carry it. And when we're not doing that, we start to isolate.
Right.
And we start to build these walls up. And I think that when we find the right weight, we always say that men are built, we're made to carry weight. Mm-hmm. And if you don't load that truck full of weight and you start going full speed down the road,
it's a little squirrely.
It's going to go all over the place.
Yeah.
But if I load that weight with the right weight, with men in my life that are going to keep my identity straight, and it's my wife and my kids and my purpose, and I start going, I can go farther, faster, instead of isolate. I mean, we always say this, if you leave me alone to my own will, I'm blowing this thing up. Mm-hmm. But when you put all the weight around me that I need to carry, I run.
Yeah. How does a man find his purpose in life?
I think it comes because we've done this both. Mm-hmm. We've tried to find our purpose with progression or with success. Mm-hmm. But you find your purpose by focusing on who you are.
Your identity.
Yeah, who you are, your identity. What's God created you to be? Mm-hmm. Like, we've talked about this, and in 2007 or 2006, one of the two, I felt like I had the world I had the world by the nuts. I was speaking, traveling. I was in a book, which don't read the book, and it was great. I felt like
for our listeners, what were you doing specifically? Describe that.
I was a motivational speaker, so I traveled and did school assemblies, classroom presentations, did marriage seminars, breakout sessions. Had an agent that was booking me, and he would send out the DVDs and the pamphlets in the mail.
Not the CDs or the 8-tracks or the cassettes.
I had the DVDs. And I remember being out on the road a lot, and you get in front of the audience, and there's 2,000 youth, and you get done, and then you go to your hotel room, and you're like, all right, I'll wait till tomorrow. No one else is around. And I felt God tell me, why would you save the world and lose your family?
Mm-hmm. Was that at risk at that time?
Oh, because that's what I did. That's who I was.
Right. How many days a week or weeks a month were you traveling?
I was speaking in-state or out-of-state every day.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 days a week.
So Michelle's at home.
Yep.
How many kids did we have at that time?
2 kids.
2.
Yeah. And at that point, I was like, why save the world and lose my family?
Did you feel like you were losing your family?
I didn't feel like it, but it was that switch. When God always says, I'll always give you a way out.
You were on that path.
I was on that path.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, okay. So I came home and told Michelle. She was happy. Because, it was a hard thing to do. Right. And because of that, I found my identity. My identity is not speaking in front of thousands. My identity is, first, it's in Christ. Then I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a friend. Mm-hmm. And so when I find out who I am and who God created me to be, I'm comfortable with myself. Mm-hmm. Like, on camera, off camera, on stage, off stage, this is who I am. Right. This is it.
Yeah.
And people can see through it if you're trying to fake it to make it.
100%, dude. I used to walk into rooms, and you probably know this, and I would be like, what does everybody think?
Yeah.
And you could have heartburn, and I would be like, oh, what did I do? It was that self-conscious. And I'm like, why does it matter? if Josh likes or doesn't like me,
Yeah.
and kind of giving up my ability to just give a rip, you know, it's like, I just don't care.
But if you strip away that purpose, and I like you for you.
Right.
That's it. And that's okay with the world. They like you. It's good.
Yeah.
But it's a scary thing to be in your own skin.
Did you find yourself playing the role of Josh the speaker and needing to be impressive
Oh, yeah.
because it was so
Put that on, let's go. You put that mask on, you run.
right?
You know what I mean? And then afterwards, you read all the reviews. And then you get all these good ones, and you find that one, and you're like, wait, they didn't like me?
Right.
And it was one out of like hundreds. And okay, I'm going to attach that to my identity. I'm a failure. I'm shame. I'm unlikable. I'm not a good speaker. I'm not a good. And when you start to do that, and you start to break that down, what kind of man is looking for approval from everybody?
What's your answer to that?
What would you say it is?
Well, I want to know what your answer.
My answer would be, I'm a scared man.
Yeah.
I'm a scared man. I'm a lonely man.
I would say a weak man.
I'm a weak man.
Yeah.
I'm a self-seeking man. I'm seeking approval from somebody. And if you don't give me approval, then my identity is not, I have to be that for you.
Yeah.
And when I'm not in that lane, which is an easy rut to be in, like, it's so hard to be in here and be like, okay, now we got to perform.
Right.
But when I walk in and I'm like, man, this is just who I am.
Right.
This is who you are. Every man leans in when a man is authentic.
So that was a turning point for you in
Yep.
your life. What was at the time, remember, what was that life that you were living, which wasn't bad? It was a good living. It was a good career. It was a good path you were on. But how did that juxtapose itself to being at home with a young family?
So what it was is, I get on stage, I give 100 and some percent, well, 99%, because there's no 110.
Right.
99%, I go home, and I'm like, I'm tired.
You're numb.
Babe,
Yeah.
just let me, like, please. And thank God, my wife, I remember flying in, she picked me up, and I was like, man, this has just been a crazy week. Thanks. She's like, oh, that's okay. I was like, man, I'm going to go home and take a nap. And she said, oh, really? No, you're not. We got to make dinner, get the kids to bed. And I was like, babe, but do you see what yeah. So let's go.
She goes, do
And
you
I
have
was
any
like,
idea what I've been doing? The
Yeah.
bloodletting that I've had this week
Yes.
too? Yeah.
And that not giving me a pass made me step up to the plate and realize, okay, this is a different level that I have to rise to.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
This is a different ball game I got to play now. And nobody's there going, oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Here's your
She walks out and
check
goes,
mark
hey,
stars.
You didn't turn the fan on. It still smells.
The
I'm
grass
like,
needs
really?
mowed.
Really?
Bathrooms need cleaned. That's on you, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
What did that cost you, do you think, in those days? When you were like, this tank is getting filled and this tank is getting emptied?
I think it cost me several years of leaning into my authentic self. Because I was always on stage.
Explain that.
So it cost me, I could never have a bad day. So if I was like, man, today sucks. My wife and I are fighting, and I walk on stage and be like, hey, it's not going to be the best today. No. I had to, like, put the mask on. So over time, you start to realize, okay, is this real Josh or is this
Right.
fake Josh. And so from that, now I'm leaning into the authentic Josh, where, okay, this is who I am right now. Hey, I'm showing up today. I'm going to give 100% of my 50% that I can show up today because I'm struggling right now. Oh, okay, I see you.
Right.
And people lean into that.
Yeah.
People don't lean into a fake show up at a coffee shop. You're all excited and they're walking away going, does that guy ever have a bad day?
Well, or you're just the guy who's just glad handing everybody and you're like
Yes.
running for office. I call it running for mayor.
There you go.
You're the
That's
guy
it.
who walks in and
I
is
like
hey. You're like, no.
Yeah.
Your BS meter
You're
goes
running out the-
taps
Yeah.
out at 10.
You're running
you know?
out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. What could it have cost you if you'd have stayed on that track?
Looking back, a lot of those people that were on that track are divorced. There was affairs because I'm on the road.
You're on the road.
So like in the world that I'm in, relationships, most of the people are girls. So I get picked up from the airport by a girl. Call my wife, hey, I'm in the car with Joanne. Okay, we're going to grab dinner and then we're going to go to the hotel and then I'll call you when I get done. Okay. Well, all right. That's repetition. Okay. Well, I'm not home. Emotions start happening. I'm talking about relationships. They're leaning in. So affairs, disconnection with my kids, like not working with the herd, not being here. Like there's a plan that God set out and he works all things together. And 2016, me and you, we're doing a weekend and now we're here helping men.
Yeah. Well, but not to leave that undone. How many stories are that way? And we know dozens and dozens.
Yeah.
I probably know 4, 5, 6 dozen men who that is their story.
Yeah.
That is how they blew their life up. And thank God, like their story doesn't have my story doesn't have that kind of pain. It's got plenty of pain in it. But thank God I didn't have to go down that road.
Yeah. And it's not only a man blowing it up. My wife's at home.
Right.
Hey,
And guess what? Her husband's at home.
Yeah. Hey, can you come over and help
Yeah.
clean, help fix this? Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, you want to stay for dinner? It goes both ways.
Right.
And, you're in charge of your kingdom.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the big joke around my house. Like, this is my kingdom. So when something goes wrong, they always joke with me, going, this is your kingdom.
This is your part of God's kingdom, bro. Go get it.
Yes.
Yeah. So what helped you make that move from what I do to who I am?
I think I found that who I am doesn't have to be on display for everybody. I can give my first fruits to my family. And they get the best of me. I get to be at their games. My daughter, they always joke and they're like, did you ever work? Because they were little, so they didn't remember me going in and out all the time.
Right.
So they were like, I want to be like you and Mom when I was little. Did you guys ever work? You're always around. Well, I was leaving at 5 a.m, going to a gig, coming home, getting home at 12, 1, 2, picking them at school, taking them to swim. So I'd work my schedule around them.
Right.
So I would have lost the connections, the influence.
Yeah.
Because I wanted my purpose more than who I was as a man, my identity.
Yeah. Let's kind of pivot a bit to the men that you're working with.
Yeah.
How do you see this stuff playing out with them? How do you see, number one, how do you see it played out with them? But how do you see the value of your story as you're relating it to their lives?
I
Does that
think
make sense?
Yeah. the men that I'm working with, there's been a shift over the last 3 years. At first, we would meet. You'd see men meeting in groups, and they would come in and they'd be like, all right, I'm just testing this water. Like, are you going to accept me? Are you going to accept me? And I'm seeing more and more men that are dying on the vine and needing something so bad that they're willing to risk everything to go all in. And they're going first because they're seeing everything around them is shifting. And so these men are pushing all in, and they're like, man, I just need help.
What's shifting for them? What do you see?
I think it's the moment of, we always say big truth, big grace. Small truth, small grace. And we always start off the stuff with that. And they go in and they're like, all right, this thing that I'm carrying is so heavy for me that I'm losing everything. So I'm willing to risk it. If you guys don't accept me, then okay, but I have to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
This baggage that I'm carrying. I mean, men are going all in. And you see the freedom on the back end of it. We just had the summit 2 weeks ago, and you saw these guys just like at the cross, just wailing because no one's ever given them the opportunity to get rid of it.
Right.
They thought, I just got to deal with this thing for the rest of my life.
Right.
But when we're like, no, you can get rid of that. And some guys are like, well, I want to take this rock home as a symbol of what I've gotten rid of. Like, I'm holding this thing. And I'm going to take it home. Some guys have made crosses and put the rock on it because you've given them access to get rid of the things, the shame, the guilt, the fear, the porn, the infidelity, the loneliness, the divorce. And all it takes is just giving men space.
Yeah. Just to jump in there, I'm assuming the rock, since I haven't been there, most of our listeners haven't either, is a symbol of what they've been carrying around. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was the thing that in their life that is holding them back from what God's called them to be.
Okay. I just wanted to give context to that.
Yeah. And so when they get rid of it, you see these guys and they're debating whether they're going to get rid of it. Because on the other side of that, there's a cost. It's that dilemma. Okay, if I hold on to this, I can use this as a crutch to say, well, I can't do that because of this. But if I get rid of it, then there's no reason why I can't go all the way in.
Yeah.
I can't be free. I can't lean into my wife. I can't lean into my family, my girlfriend. And we've had guys on the back end go home and tell their girlfriends, we're not sleeping with each other. And they live together. And she's looking at him going, what? Okay, you found somebody. No.
Are you gay? You went on this men's weekend. You come back and now we're not.
You found a guy. You found Bob.
Like, what did she think? Yeah. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
But he's like, no, here's what we're doing.
Yep.
Those weekends are so powerful. Here's the thing before the thing, right? When we were at the Crucible together, I was at a weekend with 400 men, and there was a literally truth-telling moment. And I had to come. God was doing some awesome things in my life that weekend.
Yeah.
And I had to come down to one of my kids' volleyball games and then go back up to the rest of the retreat. I grabbed a bottle of wine on the way back up there, and I stood in front of 400 men and poured that wine out when I got back up there that night because I knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to deal with this issue in my life. I got to deal with it. It started working on that weekend. Guys were like, what are you walking around with a bottle of wine for? I'm like, this is big. I needed to do that in front of some other men who were like, I got you.
And when you do that with other men, like for me, you sharing that story with me, I lean into you more. Okay, I'm in. What do you got? What else do you got?
Right.
But the moment it's like, oh well, I deal with some lust. Every guy does.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Wow.
You're so unique.
Yeah. But it's the moment you go all in.
Right.
This is the thing that's holding me back. Whatever that thing is, I lean more into you because I want to be with you because I can trust you.
Right.
When I go to war, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I can trust you because you went all in just as much as I did.
Yeah. I get it. Well, incredible stories. I mean, I love the conversation. Man, it's so good. Thanks for your speaking career and what that cost you and then could have cost you and vice versa.
Yeah.
I think, Josh, as we kind of talk about what men can do practically around this issue. I mean, it's easy for me to just tell stories and pontificate and philosophize and all that, and I'm not accusing us of that. But I do think, like, what can we give men around this area, in the area of purpose, living in that identity piece? What can a man do? What's his very first step he can take to help build that in his life?
I think for me, I had several conversations this week. And the guy said his wife was volunteering at the conference that we did.
Okay.
And so she had some insight. She could hear what we were doing a little bit. And then on the way home, he said, thank God she was there. Because if she wasn't there, I wouldn't know how to start the conversation. And I think having conversations with the people you love, your family, your wife. Okay, you're not married. Your girlfriend. Okay, you're not dating somebody. Your family, mom, dad. You have one of those.
You got a brother. You got a friend. You got somebody. Hopefully, and pity the man who doesn't. Right.
And when you go first and say, "Hey, this is what I'm dealing with right now. I want to find my purpose, but I got to start doing who I am. Let me start breaking this down for you, who I am.
Yeah.
I know that in my relationship with my wife, I think it may be too authentic because we had her on the Roundup, it's another show that we do. And I brought her on and all the guys were like, you guys are way deep in your relationship. That came with the cost because I'm giving you bullets with everything I'm struggling with, and you could hurt me. But I need to trust somebody. And so the first step is start opening up. You know things about my life, and I know things about your life that probably not very many men know. And I've given you bullets, and you've actually protected me.
Yeah.
And the first step is a scary step of leaning into authenticity of where you're at in life.
Okay. First step is being honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And opening up with the true things that you're worried about, you're scared about, that you don't want to share. The bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. Met with a guy this week. I have a problem with drinking. Okay. What are we going to do about it? Well, I don't want to do anything about it. Okay. Well, once you're ready, then we can do it. But until you're ready to go fully in, to change. Because I am the most lazy guy you know. I want to sit on the couch, pop popcorn, watch TV all day long, just binge Netflix, relax, not have any responsibilities.
That's why God created football season, man.
That's it.
Just tell me.
That's it. But I'm not built for that.
Right.
We're built like a Lamborghini. It's not built to sit in the garage. It's built to run. We as men, we're built to run. And that's what's happened.
So the first step is, because you're getting into the next step, the first step is being honest about, man, I've got some things to deal with.
Yes.
And then
Yep.
second step, probably, I'm just going to take it from you.
Go for it.
Find a group of guys to do that with.
100%.
Yep.
You have to find a circle.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a herd. Mm-hmm. You got to find a community.
Yep. Yeah.
And this morning I was invited to community. I hadn't know any of these guys. They're like, just come. And I'm like, oh God. These guys don't. And I was the first one on. So it was me and the leader. And I'm sitting there like, hi.
This is awkward.
And the guy's like, hey, so who are you? And I'm like, oh, well, this guy invited me. And as soon as all the guys came on and they started sharing, and then I started sharing, and I was encouraged. And, oh, you're dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. You blew up on your son. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so did I.
Right.
Okay, how do we build off this?
Yeah.
You find community. Mm-hmm. No man is good to walk alone. We're not built to walk alone.
Right. Right. And yet, the vast majority of men live in quiet desperation, you know? Yeah. And to plug opportunities, there are a million of them. And you know me, I'm like, hey, there's this one, there's this one, there's that one. Find one. There's a lot of them.
Right.
What you're doing with the herd is really, really cool. I love it. What we're doing with Sherpa is one-on-one and group coaching. We've also got an opportunity coming up on a master class that we're putting together that's called Ultimate Success. It's the transformation every man needs, and it's all about digging into that, ultimately leading to that. So, listeners, you'll hear about that in coming weeks. But
I think the key, what you said,
yeah,
was digging deep. Don't do a Bible study on Sunday morning or on Saturday morning. Hey, let's open the Bible. Mm-hmm. This is what God says. All right, thanks, guys. I was encouraged.
Or for the guy who's not a believer, the cultural dribble that is just out there. And guess what? Is also in our churches.
Yeah.
If you can't sort through some of that garbage, you've got to get below the lip gloss and the makeup level of this stuff, right?
Like, don't go to a group. This is what I should say. Don't go to a group that will give you a pass. Men's groups I've been a part of in the past, you show up. Hey, guys, man, I really messed up this week. I looked at porn. Hey, man, listen.
It's okay, buddy.
It's okay. You know what? You'll do better this week. Because you know what? God will pray for you. And when you show up next week, you'll do better. Thanks. You guys all just gave me a pass. Mm-hmm. It's not. Okay. So, because you did that, what were the consequences of your actions? Mm-hmm. What? Something happened. What was the consequence of your actions? Well, I have a lot of shame now. I have a lot of regret. I'm disconnected with my wife. Okay. So what shadow does that reveal? Mm-hmm. What's in you that you're hiding, denying, and repressing?
Yeah. What hidden part of you is out? Yeah.
Well, really what it boils down to is I don't feel like I can ask my wife for what I want. Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of guy can't ask his wife for what he wants?
Cowardly guy.
Yeah. So, you're a coward. Say that. What? You're calling me a coward?
No.
No. You called yourself a coward.
You are a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know that that's what you're going to work on. Mm-hmm. It's not porn.
Well, and the last question in there somewhere is, are you or are you not willing to take responsibility for this area of your life?
That's
if the answer is no, then don't come back here next week crying on our shoulder because God is convicting you of something in your life and blame it on me. Because it's not my issue, it's your issue.
If you don't want to take responsibility and you're okay with it, then you're in integrity.
Right.
There's no issue here.
Yeah.
But if you truly feel like you're out of integrity, then now that we've figured out how coward you are, what is your goal for this week? What are you going to be held accountable to? What is the metrics? How is it measurable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to do it at all. Okay, what does that mean? Does scrolling count?
Right.
I was on TikTok and I stopped for a few
So
seconds.
there's nothing bad on there.
Right.
Right.
What is that for you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's measure this out so you have no pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need.
Well, and
as
what
men.
are you going to do instead? So, number one, take the first step. Number two, get in community. What are some of the daily practices that a man can put in practice every day to work on this side of identity and purpose in his life?
I think we just really narrowed it down to find an issue, find something in your life that's holding you back from being great.
Mm-hmm.
Write it down and focus on that thing. This is what I'm going to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you probably have to tell somebody so they can hold you accountable. And someone that's not going to give you a pass.
Mm-hmm.
So find it, tell it, and then set a date when you're going to check back with them within a week.
And 99% of men never do that
No.
because they'd rather live with their little excuse.
Yep.
Me too. For years and years
Mm-hmm.
and years. And quite honestly, being a failure felt pretty good because I didn't have to risk being successful.
That's it.
That's a scary truth to tell you right here, right now, sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. 99% of guys would rather just sit in it, you know?
Because it's scary to be on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's scary for me.
Yep. So good. So good. Love it. We could talk for hours and hours and hours. And Mike's like, hey, let's keep talking. So, big picture, what does the world look like when men choose to walk in that kind of identity? In their families, their workplaces, their neighborhoods, with their kids, with their girlfriends, with their wives, ex-wives, whoever they're dealing with. What does the world look like?
It's what I talked about at the beginning when my daughter fell.
Mm-hmm.
The guy behind me growled. And I
Okay,
felt
you didn't
safe.
talk. You talked about
I
that
didn't?
before we got on here.
Oh my
But that's
gosh.
okay. Land the plane with that.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So
Let's hear it.
my daughter's pregnant, and she decided that she wanted to move into my rental, which meant Mama Bear, my wife, was like, my baby's not going to live on carpet like this. We need new flooring. We need new walls. New bathrooms, new tubs.
New trust fund.
New
to go-
vanities, and so everything is gutted.
Right.
We've been in there for 7 days gutting it all. And last day of demo, she's walking out in the garage. I mean, not working at all. She's just walking out. The stair, walking out to the garage, the top stair, as she steps on it, rips out of the wall.
Oh, it came loose.
She hit the stairs. She fell, came down on her back. She's 36 weeks, 35 weeks.
She's really pregnant.
Yeah, she's popping.
Not that you
Yeah.
can be a little
No,
pregnant.
You can't hide that.
But she's.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I saw it, and Shade, who is my daughter's husband, his dad is working with me, and he's a big dude. He's your size. I mean, big shoulders. And I run to the door of the garage, and I'm looking, and I'm watching her, not wanting to move her, and he runs up behind me, and I feel his presence behind me because he can look over my head. And we're looking down at her, and then he starts growling. And I was like, and I looked back at him, and he was staring at the stair, growling. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? That really felt safe to me. So when a man is on purpose, knows his identity, and has a family, and his family hears the growl, they feel protected. When he goes out and he starts growling, run around the yard growling, we look at him and we go, what are you doing? You look stupid. But when he's standing in his purpose and his identity, and he's looking at something and he's growling, the whole family, even me as a man, I felt safe with him by me. And I think when a man has identity and purpose and alignment in his life, the family feels safe. They feel comfortable. They feel like they have freedom to try things. They have freedom to move. They have freedom to test dad. They have freedom to go, Dad, I think you're wrong. Oh, okay. Tell me more. But when a man is outside of this pin of who he is as an individual, in like his identity and his purpose, and he's outside of that realm, I call that dancing with the wolves. You're out there and you could get eaten because you're outside of who God's called you to be.
That's good. That's good. I'm talking about a different world. If men were to do that, be honest with themselves, get in community with men, instill those daily practices. Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Wow. Powerful conversation with Josh. Thanks for being with us today. And hey, may you be a man who doesn't just listen to this stuff or listen to a short online or something like that, but may you be a man who really digs in. We want to encourage you to take one of the opportunities we talked about. One is one-on-one coaching. Another is group coaching. Another one, it's right there for you. It's coming in a couple weeks. It's called Ultimate Success, the transformation every man needs. If you want more information about that, just email the show, thenextstage@sherpaunlimited.com. But we thank you for joining us today. Josh, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And man, it was good to see you.
Good to see
It was
you.
good to see you. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Men, why is it that when we were young, we all had coaches in our corner helping us become who and what we wanted to be? But now as grown men, we think we have to go it alone. That formula was modeled to us by rugged individuals who came before us, and yet the results then that we still see today are isolation, loneliness, depression, anxiety, and even lives that are blown up. You know what I'm talking about. Men, there is a better way, and you can experience it. In fact, I can prove it to you because I've seen the results of coaching in my own life, and it works. I'm Rob Stout with the Next Stage Podcast. In my personal life and executive level coaching, here's what I do. I help men get unstuck from the pitfalls of life so that they can live the lives of passion, purpose, power, and perspective that they were created for. I use some of the best tools in the coaching world, and I want to be the coach that you need in your corner to get you where you want to be. For more information, simply send me an email, thenextstage@sherpaunlimited.com, and let's get you moving to being the man you were created to be.